It's Beer O'Clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Polly's Brew Co. in North Wales, sent by the wonderful Rob from North Wales. And this is RetroRenegade Double Dry Hopped Double IPA, coming in at 8.9% ABV. Brewed with Idaho 7, Mosaic, Nelson Sauvin and Talus. It's in a 440 milliliter can. There's a look at the can. I'm a big fan of Polly's. I think they do some terrific things. I've been drinking their beers since they were called Locker Polly's. When I first tried their beers, I was like, what a funny name for a brewery. They must have agreed because they changed their name. It's funny, isn't it? Because I remember drinking beers when some of these breweries were very young in their life cycle. They were young companies. I can tell you a story about Verdant. I remember drinking the Verdant Light Bulb. I think it was called Light Bulb Pale Ale back in the day. And they contacted me, Verdant, and they said, wow, what an amazing review. We didn't think you'd be that enthused about our beer, and we're having lots of positive feedback from our beers at the moment. And then the next thing you know, they've been kind of drafted into the God Club. The God Club of beer brewers, and yeah, it's great. It's great to see, and I think that's what happened to what was Locker Polly's at the time. They probably started a brewery in North Wales, Mould in North Wales, as of course they wanted to make money. That's why they started the brewery, but probably they wanted to have fun at the same time. But they probably never ever expected in a million years that they'd get to the stage they're at now, where it just rolls. If you start off life as a brewer, brewing great beer, it's either going to be you brew great beer for a while and nobody talks about it. I know that's happened to some breweries. Or you brew beer in a relatively remote area like Mould. You brew great beer, and then people start talking about it and singing off the hymn sheet. And then the next thing you know, you've had to change the name of the brewery to Polly's Brew Co. because it's ultra cool. And that's not a dig, by the way. That's just me saying I prefer Polly's Brew Co. than Locker Polly's. And yeah, everybody wants to drink your beer from the length, the breadth of the UK and abroad. And abroad, everybody wants to drink Polly's. And then you're left in a situation then where you're living in a place, or you have your brewery in a place like Mould, where probably rents are not that high. So you've got this fantastic facility, this fantastic brewery with relatively low rents, and you're selling loads of beer. I mean, it must be dreamland. It must be absolute dreamland for these people. And good on them. Absolutely good on them for getting to where they are in the world, because they must have put a lot of hard work in. One finger, white head, hazy, straw-coloured double IPA. Thank you again to Rob for sending me this. It's currently 10:01 a.m. in the morning, and I cracked open a double IPA. I've done it because it started to rain, and well, I don't like the rain very much, so I thought I'd crack this open instead. Wash away the rainy blues. Grapefruit, passion fruit, mango, orange peel, spicy, peppery, a little lick of alcohol that just touches and plays round with your nose hairs. Have you noticed that with a strong beer or a strong anything? If you put a whiskey to the bottom of your nose, it sort of bends your nose hairs up a little bit. It smells wonderful. There's some mango in here. A little bit of sweet malt. Let's dive in. Loads of oats as well. Loads of oats. I can smell the oats. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Wow. I mentioned in the previous review, let's get this bit out of the way very, very quickly. It tastes like a little bit of it's got the mouthfeel of like a really slippery yogurt, like a really cheap yogurt from Lidl that is very thin and slippery. It's got that kind of like slicky, milky, lactosey slickness to it, but it's probably malt and probably oats, I should say. You get passion fruit and mango and grapefruit and orange peel, and less of the orange peel, more of the mango, more of the soft fruits, more of the passion fruit and mango. But it all stuck together. They're all like, I talked about a pale ale from Polly's I reviewed just recently, just a few days ago. And I talked about refinement. I talked about Formula One engines and how they used to blow up a lot and now they don't. It's a project of refinement. It's about tweaking. And I talked about a footballer where they hit their kind of peak. They're not really kind of straining at the leash anymore. They're just tweaking a few things. They're just like tweaking the little bad bits out. And I firmly believe this is where we are with brewing now. I firmly believe the likes of Cloudwater, Polly's Brew Co, Verdant, that at that stage now of they've passed all the evolutionary, revolutionary kind of stuff that you can do with brewing, and they're just fine-tuning like a really good artist does with music, or a really good artist does with his guitar. He's just fine-tuning that guitar so it's absolutely perfect. That's where I feel these breweries are now, these top tier, top level brewers, because you're drinking the beer and you're thinking this is absolutely perfect. In fact, it's that perfect that there's really not a lot I can say about it. There's really not a lot. I'm not talking about sweetness over here. I'm not talking about bitterness over here, because none of that is really there. You're at the stage now where you're drinking a 8.9% ABV. You're not getting the alcohol by volume. You're not getting big, massive kicks of alcohol because it's all hidden away behind the mango and the passion fruit. You're not getting kind of flavours over there or flavours over there. You know, you're not getting any kind of like quirky flavours going on. It's all very much in a bubble. It's all very much very refined. I like it. I really do like it. I really do like the beer. But I've had so many of these now. I've had so many of these double dry hop, double IPAs or IPAs or New England IPAs, call it what you want. And it's almost, well, I am. Not almost, I am. I'm at a point of boredom. I'm at a point of boredom with it because it's just become the next best bitter, hasn't it? It's just become the next, like if you think of bitters back in the day, they got so refined that they become cream flow beers. They had nitro pumped through them and they were like super smooth and super creamy. I feel like we've hit this very same point with IPA, where all of the little jagged edges have been chiseled away off the sides and it's all very smooth, it's all very creamy, even to the point where the hops are not going, there's some grapefruit over there, there's some passion fruit over there, there's some mango down there on your taste buds. It's all very much almost like a nothingness. As weird as this sounds, because they perfected IPA, New England IPA, New England double IPA, call it what you want, I fear for its future. I can't see how these breweries can carry on drumming up excitement after excitement, Instagram post after Instagram post, Facebook post, trying to... Remember back in the day when somebody used to, or these breweries, or Verdant come along and Cloudwater come along, and everybody talked about it all over social media who were interested in beer? Well, we're at a point now where lots of people have had this now, lots of people have drunk it, and it's another IPA, it's another double IPA. And it's not doing very much, it's not doing anything really different to a Verdant or a Cloudwater. It's tough. I think it's tough because although I think it's tremendous beer, absolutely tremendous beer, I'm actually standing here now running out of things to say. I'm running out of things to say about beers like this, and I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know if you agree, I don't know if you don't agree. We've worked very hard to get where we are, to become like talked about. Everybody wants to talk about craft beer these days. I remember a time where nobody wanted to talk about craft beer, and it was very hard for us to get our heads above the precipice and look about before being smacked back down again. But we're here now. We are definitely here now, where there's enough penetration. There's enough craft beer penetration where there's craft beers in every city and every town, and I'm at that point where it's slightly fearful. I'm at that point where is everybody going to start talking about gin or rum, or is there going to be some... I'm at that point where I think, yes, it's made it now, everybody's going to move on and talk about something else. What I'm saying, does that make sense? Does that make sense, or am I talking a load of rubbish? I fully support these people. I really do. I fully support them. I support every single brewery and what they do. It's just even I'm in a stage of, I'm slightly bored. I'm slightly bored of these kind of like yellowy, tropical, creamy, lactosey IPAs. It's just they're not doing anything different. They're not reinventing the wheel anymore. Right, gonna rate it 8.9% ABV. I don't know, maybe barley wine's the next thing. Who knows? Everything goes round in circles in life. It just does. That's the way we are as human beings. I like it. I think it's a terrific beer. It's a terrific beer. It's enough for a 9 out of 10. I'm standing here giving it a 9 out of 10. But I'm just a bit bored of it all now. I'm just a bit bored. Not of beer. I've gone back to drinking bottled ales, believe it or not. I've gone back to drinking bottled golden ales and stouts and porters and from bottles. Supermarket bottle beer is now I'm more interested in looking at that again than looking at all of the new cans that are coming out. Very sad to say, really. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.